The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew. Sports.
In what has been described as an instant classic last night between the Bears and the Vikings on Monday Night Football, said no one ever. It was 12-10, 4 field goals by Cairo Santos, and one missed actually field goal. Still won the game, 12-10. Here's the highlights.
25-yard try. Snap was high. Kick is good. Able to knock it through. 55-yard try by Santos. He drills it.
Yes.
Play clock at 4. Good snap. Good hold. Good kick. Bears are back on top with 10 seconds to go.
Here it is.
This game is over, thankfully.
Thankfully. It's over. Listen, a win is a win. It's in the win column for the Bears. They had 4 interceptions. It just felt like it went on forever, and I'm more confused than ever about Justin Fields. Sometimes last night looked like the best quarterback in the history of the NFL. Sometimes last night looked like the worst quarterback in the history of the NFL. I don't know what he is, and that was the goal of trying to, this year going forward with all these games to see what he is, to know what to do with all these picks we have next year. And again, I don't know, and I don't think anybody knows.
Have you ever dated somebody where when it's going good, it's going really, really well, but when it gets bad, it's like, oh my God, this is a nightmare? It's the Justin Fields situation.
Exactly.
And we all know, at the end of the day, you need to break up with that person. That's not the person for you. And that's where I'm at with Justin Fields. Love the guy. Love seeing him around. Seems like a nice guy. Dunkin' Donuts. Thumbs up. Huge fan. Not the guy. Not our quarterback.
You know what you say to people when that bad stuff happens? You say to your friends, well, you don't know what it's like when we're alone. And I'm sure that's what the coaches are saying with Justin Fields.
You don't know what it would be like if he had an offensive line.
Yeah.
It's like, well, he kind of does, though.
He really does. The offensive lines perform better. The defensive line, Montez Sweat, who they just paid, looked pretty good. I got to say, there's
was pretty sweaty last night, Kenzie.
Some promise in there.
Did I look sweaty?
No, Montez Sweat looked sweaty.
Yes. He's always, he tells you that up front.
Can't be surprised by it.
He's like, Lou.
So they get a week off.
You know what I mean?
The Week 13 bye, they host Detroit on December 10th at Soldier Field. That's going to be a fun game after how they lost just last weekend to Detroit. One of the weirdest losses I've ever seen in football. The Bears do a lot of those first things and the memorable things in a bad way.
It's just so fun. It's unique.
It's so fun.
They are a statistical anomaly. This team doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't, and I don't know how we're going to get there, which means a Super Bowl contending team. I have no clue.
There's always next year.
No.
We're not going to be in the Super Bowls. What are you talking about?
We have to be.
Not this year, sometime.
I've heard those wild rumors that we should bring an AFC team here to Chicago. Just bring a whole new team and start over.
Oh, yeah, there was talk that the Jaguars were going to move here, but that was dumb.
What would
that was a
do?
dumb conversation.
Just because this one's, like you just to your point, that we're never going to win anything. It's not going to happen.
We could just work on, we're going to move a team instead of just focus on a good coach.
Like your Grimes sister story, maybe there's a mystery and it's a curse to it, it's haunted, and just start over with something new.
Just get some new people. What we should do.
What should we do?
If it's so cursed, is move the stadium to the suburbs.
Well,
so Mama can get to it easier, right?
As long as you're comfortable, we're happy, Kenzie.
I know.
As long as you can get to the stadium in half the time.
I don't know what the problem's with the Bears, though. You look around, and I don't think we harp on this. I actually don't know if we make a big enough deal about it. Blackhawks, worst team in the NHL. Bears are the Bears. Cubs missed out on the playoffs. A historic collapse in September. White Sox are the White Sox.
Yep.
And the Bulls also reaching new heights of terrible.
How about some new stats for the Bulls? The Bulls are at the Celtics tonight. Franchise record against the Nets a couple nights ago. The most three-pointers allowed by a Bulls team in franchise history in one game. I don't know what you're supposed to do with that stat.
This just hit me, by the way, that they're playing the Celtics tonight. The first Bulls game I ever went to was 5 or 6 years ago. They played the Celtics. It was the largest loss in Bulls franchise history. They were down, I believe, 22-2 at one point in the first quarter.
Yeah. You found this stat that also in that Nets game, the second team since 1996, Kenzie, to be up 20 in the first quarter and down 10 in the second.
Do you think that they should have, like, in kids baseball, they have like the slaughter rule?
Yeah.
It's like, can we just leave?
That's such an aggressive rule. I'm so surprised they still call it that.
Oh, yeah, they do. I'm like, let's get that slaughter, kick it. I get so angry when I think it's about to happen. Like, if I'm at my son's baseball and it's like, okay, like, it's 14-0. If we can get it to 15-0, we get to leave right now. And they're the kid on the other team will score one, and I'm like, son of a... And like, I look like the meanest mom in the world. Like, geez, we can't even get one over here. You're gonna throw a temper tantrum. I'm like, we could have all left. Why didn't nobody trip that kid? We could have been out of here. You gotta be kidding me.
The slaughter
Like,
rule.
this team is crap.
So it's still 15. That's still 15 runs.
I think it's 15 runs if they have none by the third or fourth.
Yeah.
It's like, let's go. Don't wrap it up.
It is true. I'm surprised it hasn't been changed to the everybody be happy and go home rule. When
And
it's
let's be
15 down.
honest,
Something
what
like
it could be
that.
changed to is if 10-0. You know what I mean? Let's go. Like, at a certain point, they're bound to get something in. Like, we got a wild pitcher. He's hitting kids left and right. We got to go.
Finally, the Seattle Kraken at the Madhouse tonight against the Blackhawks. Speaking of that. But that wasn't the story in hockey. Last night, the Florida Panthers beat the Ottawa Senators 5-0. But there was an epic old-school hockey, old-time hockey. Eddie Shore, Dick Clapper. It looked like a fight, a Jeremy Roenick, Vladimir Konstantinov fight, a Bob Probert, Ty Domi fight. Right now, there's about 3 old-school hockey fans going nuts at those references.
I love remembering old athletes, but I'm not going to veer into hockey. That's not my thing.
Oh, but this is so after the fight, Kenzie, you got to hear this audio. The ref, he just kind of gave up in giving out the penalties. The fight went on, I think, for 15 minutes, and it was a real old-school hockey fight. So the ref is announcing the penalties of what happened in the game.
You're going to get
Ottawa
a fight
penalty
for Brady
number 7
Tkachuk. I mean,
has 2 minutes for goaltender interference, 2 minutes for roughing. Florida, number 12, has 2 minutes for roughing, and then every player on the ice has a 10-minute misconduct. Florida has a 2-minute power play.
Just everybody, you're all done.
They're in timeout.
Yeah.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Yes, it's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And I want to give a shout out. Yes. Oh, come on. That song doesn't do that to you?
Yes.
That doesn't do that, Kenzie. Do you like, yes.
Like a Sesame Street character.
Oh,
Cookie. New song.
yes.
Is that your favorite song?
That's if I had to put favorite songs ever in my life, Cherub Rock would be on the list in the top 10 somewhere. I can't say it's the number 1 favorite song of all time, but if I sit with it for a while, I could probably get it there.
Or sit with it. Get back to me. Ignore your kid today. Just sit with your favorite song list.
Yeah, I did a lot of kid stuff. We wore like pajamas for a little family photo shoot yesterday.
What?
We
What
all
is that? A
wore-
lot of kid stuff. You wore an outfit that matched her, so you don't have to pay attention to her
Yeah,
today.
we wore all kinds of onesies. It was cute.
Did you go to like Macy's?
No, we did it in our apartment.
Do you have to sew 2 onesies together for you to get? I can't imagine. They
You know what?
sell them that size.
I will tell you that Old Navy had a nice extra large. It was actually baggy on me.
Really?
Uh-huh. Yep. I want an apology right now.
I bet I know the area it was baggy in.
My butt.
The front of it.
Oh. I do have a child. Something happened there at one point.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
like
Wait, who took the photos?
phones have a little timer on them. You put them there and comes
Oh
back.
my God. So you were like running up to your phone, setting it, and running back in your onesie to take a picture and
No.
running back up.
He's got little footy pajamas on. He's like sliding across the hardwood.
Oh,
No.
you look like the Grinch with the high knees.
Have you
Who
ever?
said
I don't have one, but my
I
wife.
know he didn't set it to 3 seconds. He had to do the 10 second to make it.
Listen.
For his fat ass to make
Listen,
it.
Megan's got an Apple Watch, and she did it from there. I didn't run back and forth.
You can hear his knees creak when he bends down.
Hey, you know what? You guys aren't getting cards.
For what?
The picture's for.
Oh.
You're not getting any cards now.
Like a baseball card?
No,
like
Christmas card,
I
you
thought it was
idiot.
like a dad family's baseball card.
Jesus.
Harper's stats for her first year.
Oh my God.
Oh. I'll send it to all the listeners, and you guys won't get the cards. There you go. How about that?
Good. Less space in my trash
Oh
can.
my God.
Well, there was going to be some gift cards in there.
I bet. Mm-hmm. I'll keep dreaming.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101. Q101.
Lauren's coming in, take you through the rest of this cold Tuesday. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101, in case the producer here, as we finish up with your takeaways. 312-591-8300 takeaways from today's show. But remember, tomorrow morning, 7:10, Clash with Kenzie. More tickets for Night 4, the Gaslight Anthem, and Young the Giant. That is the finale night of Q101 Twisted Christmas.
Yeah, you shouldn't have anything to do, in the morning, Saturday. So that's when it's really fun.
Yeah.
You're a babysitter for Friday? Preferably one that stays over with it, like a family member, and they will sleepy sleepover.
Yeah, we're doing that one night, and do they think they sleep? They don't tell you they sleep in your room instead of like maybe the couch. They go in the master bedroom.
Well, so we have Fam Bam here, so I know that like Tristan's just gonna sleep like in his Nana's like house. Like she has another room.
Special his room over there?
Yeah, well,
Wow.
like grandkids' room, not his,
Yeah.
like grandkids as a whole.
Right.
Little trundle action.
Get it taken care of. Also at 8 a.m. tomorrow, the Black Keys. Tickets for that show and the Black Keys First Listen, where they will play songs for you. They will play stuff that's not out there yet. You'll get it first. So all that tomorrow morning, 7:10 and at 8 with Brian and Kenzie here on Q101. Takeaways from today's show. Case, what do you got from our listeners?
Oh, my goodness. Dodger Boy checked in. He said, takeaway. Kinsey can ride her horse to Palatine to warn them that the British are coming. It's our little old Paul Revere.
And apparently giving Twisted Christmas tickets. This is how we imagine tickets getting delivered.
I just picture her riding a horse to Palatine.
I can ride a horse.
To Palatine?
That's what I've heard.
About a good 25 miles.
I don't know. I haven't ridden one to Palatine. Why do you say it like that? Like to Palatine?
Because from here
it's that same state.
It's 25
I
miles.
didn't say I could ride it to Hawaii.
I think 25 miles would be a little rough on you.
Why?
On anybody. Riding a horse.
Anybody?
Well, not on the horse.
No, she's light and dainty.
No.
Oh, yeah, it was sarcastic. You suck.
That wasn't sarcastic at all.
Call the pregnant lady.
What are you going to
Very
call
rude.
R2-D2 next?
It's enough.
All right, Kenzie, what do you got?
Double features, Mike. Part of this is just visual, so I apologize, but I have to pick it. New Q101 segment, a case for Case's dong gavel, and he took away. So Case, if you don't know this, does something called a case for, and he talks to bands that aren't like wildly popular.
I'm not talking to Coldplay, okay?
Yeah, he's just like, oh my god, I gotta listen to my friend. Okay,
They're
he
up
does
and
that.
comers.
And I said that new bands get him like hard, and so instead of a gavel in his logo, it should just be his hard penis hitting the table, and they made it that. And you have to use this, and just see if anyone notices.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Just post it on your story and see if anybody notices.
He's trying to be so serious with his interviews
I
with these
know.
people, and just having that up there
And
is
he wants me
destroying
to
his
be
brand.
into it. He wants me to be into it so bad, and instead I'm like, I put a penis on your picture.
Finally, takeaway checking in from Mitchell in 708. Kenzie's mom thought she was an alcoholic at 18. Turns out she was only sterilizing her nipple piercings.
Turns out.
Plot
Shocker.
twist.
If you miss a moment, miss a lot, go to the podcast, the Brian and Kenzie podcast, Q101 Morning Crew at Q101.com. And anywhere you get your podcast, it's really easy.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.